The heroes and zeros today. We have a couple of heroes on the Susquehanna River on Memorial Day. Two friends were on a boat, Joel Esch and Jason Hoover, when their boat began to take on water, and within minutes it was sinking. Only one other boat in the area, a group enjoying the holiday, and one guy, an Army vet, dove into the water to save them, and he is being called the hero here today. Basically, he got him out of the water, and the other two said it's a good thing he was there because the current was quite swift in the Susquehanna. And
is that Pennsylvania?
Yeah, isn't that a Pittsburgh?
It is.
One of the rivers?
I think it's one of the three rivers. That's right. And both of them said, we were goners. I mean, if this guy, and the guy is named Mark Latanzi, he's the hero here, an Army vet, and he said, I was just glad I saw them. And I just dove right in and was able to rescue them and pull them to the bank of the river.
It's so risky because you hate to say it, but you see stories almost all the time when someone goes in after someone who was in difficulty, and then that person goes down too.
I know.
It should be your last resort, but sometimes it's your only resort.
It's true. Here are the two guys and the hero just talking about it.
I thought we were pretty much done because that current is pretty wicked, and I didn't think anybody was around it first until I saw those people on that pontoon. Thank God for them, I'll tell you what.
We were actually on the phone with the marina about to head back in just due to the weather, and one of my friends, Allie, pointed out that there was a boat calling for help right next to us.
Always wear your life jacket. No matter how good of a swimmer you are, that sucked. That current was wicked.
Our family was based on service, and I'm just glad I was there to help them, and it feels good to know that I possibly saved their life that day.
Those guys were not wearing life vests. And, of course, they said...
I think most people don't.
Many people do.
On boats.
And that's true. I was out on the lake.
Kids do, or supposed to.
I was out on the lake this weekend.
Didn't wear it. Didn't even think twice about it.
Are they on the boats?
Do you know where they are?
You have them?
Yes, we do. We do know where they are. In fact...
At what age did the young ones wear them? Or are all your kids now teenagers?
Well, the only kid that was on the boat was my daughter. She's 15, and I said she didn't have to, but we had to know where they are. But we really should wear them. You know,
well, sure. I mean,
but it is it's a little
I think
bit
under 12 you have to.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But they make them now more. They're way more thin.
They are.
Right?
They are. Yeah.
They're easier to wear like a vest.
But it's it's hot, and nobody wants to take the time to put them on or take them off. And we were just on a pontoon. But if you get hit,
water's water.
If you get hit and you're in the water, all of a sudden you're there.
I think I read. I don't know if you have this in your sheet, but somebody tried to swim from Virginia to Maryland across the Potomac.
Ooh,
didn't make it.
I saw that too.
They said the water is very swift. But it's not deep, but it's very swift.
It didn't. That's what they were talking about. That current there. The zero is a guy who's been arrested, also outdoorsy, New Mexico man, indecent exposure. He climbed up on a Transformers statue. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Do you mean the toy and movie character?
Yeah, it was
not a transformer.
No. At first I thought he climbed up on a transformer. It said no.
Like an electric grid.
It climbed. The guy climbed up on a Transformers statue and took all his clothes off.
Ta-da!
What?
Was your Optimus Prime?
Yes, took all his clothes off. Then I guess thought he was going to get caught, so raced back down the statue, hid, and a few minutes later went back up, still naked.
Couldn't get enough.
Raised his arms. A witness talked about it. The guy's name is Hector Malero, who climbed the statue and took his clothes off. This is a witness.
One of our main concerns was that he could have hurt himself. He could have fallen, and within a few minutes, they took him away, I think probably to a holding station down the street. He returned again after he was released, fully clothed in a nice white outfit that they provided at the holding station.
Apparently, he went back up again and took his clothes off twice.
A quick check shows that statue is Bumblebee.
Okay.
And it's 14 feet tall. So not a huge height, but
still
a good height.
Still, yeah.
A goodly height.
I do have some questions.
He could have been injured now.
Was the movie filmed in that area?
Where was it?
New Mexico.
I mean, they have scenes. I've seen, obviously, the Transformers movies. They have scenes out that way, so I don't know if that's like something the city did to honor the filming there.
Oh, they left it behind.
You're a fan of that movie. I know that. Yeah. Maybe so. Maybe they left it behind.
This particular Bumblebee, I'm reading from 1 year ago. This Bumblebee statue went up because the Iron Man statue fell over.
Okay, then I don't know. Maybe they just have these up. Who knows?
Strange.
Very.
It is.
A strange statue to have. Man climbed it and took his clothes off. Hero, teenager who has survived now. He's 15. He's in Arizona. Lucky to be alive. His brother is the hero. He was attacked by a bear last Thursday. His older brother chased the bear off and saved his life. Apparently, the two were out near their home hiking and came across. We just had another bear story yesterday. Yeah, grizzly bear, where luckily the guy had bear spray, and the grizzly bear mom bit into the bear spray, and that's what saved his life. This is the teenage mom is talking about one brother saving the other.
He hadn't realized it because it came in from behind and it reached over and swiped his face twice, got him on the nose and the cheek, and then it went ahead and got his forehead and the top of his head.
It was thanks to the quick reaction by his brother and his family that they were able to distract the bear from what very easily in a matter of seconds could have turned into a real tragedy.
Everybody that came in to help him, he had a big thank you. And so he's handling it well, and he'll be okay.
That's Arizona, and it was a grizzly. It was a grizzly. It was a grizzly bear.
In Arizona?
In Arizona. And I guess there was probably a young bear nearby.
In northern Arizona?
Yes.
A little closer to the
That's
mountains.
right.
Yeah, just more.
That's right.
Yeah, the high chaparral.
Crazy. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful country.
This time of year, absolutely.
If a bear swiped you twice, do they think they go left, right, or left, left, or right, right?
I thought same.
I think
Same
they're-
paw?
Same paw.
I think they're all right-handed, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, your grizzlies are left-handed.
The Grizzlies are left?
Yeah. Report says the grizzly was on his way to New Mexico for that statue, the Transformers statue.
But only got to Arizona.
It's a big.
Transformers will have to do. I heard Iron Man fell down.
Grizzly school had just let out for the season for the year.
I really wanted Iron Man.
That's right.
This is a pissed off Grizz. No babies around. No cubs.
Well, I didn't say, but they did not. The grizzly's gone. They didn't.
I mean,
say.
they're teaching their kids to eat right now.
I was thinking that the kids probably were around, and that's why it was so aggressive.
I would think.
I don't know. They didn't see a kid, but maybe their cubs were nearby. There's a hero today. No, I'm sorry. That was the hero. Here's a zero. 39-year-old man in Pennsylvania, John Storms, arrested for drunk driving instruction. He was teaching his kid, who is 15, how to drive, but he was in the passenger seat after popping 8 or 9 beers. Mm-hmm. And so he was drunk. Apparently, police responded to a call about reckless driving, and when they pulled a pickup truck over, found the 15-year-old boy behind the wheel. His dad, Jonathan Storm, said, I'm teaching him. We're out here. He's got, he's trying to get his permit. Well, it turns out that Jonathan was drunk.
Is that wrong?
Okay, that was my question.
Most
Have I done
states.
something wrong here?
That was my
Yes,
question.
it is. He's the licensed driver.
He was lit. He was drunk. I mean, he was drunk. After he got out of the car, he did a little dance in the middle of the street to show he was not drunk. It turned out he was.
Yeah, that helps.
So he was charged not only with public drunkenness, but also corruption of minors because he had his kid out. And he said, I thought I was doing the right thing. I'm letting him drive. What do you want me to do?
I would imagine that if we were to open up the phone lines, we would hear a half dozen calls with similar stories.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Someone's parent was drunk while they were learning to drive.
Learning to drive, teaching them how to drive.
Dad or somebody pops open a cold
There is
in the passenger seat.
We had a classic. Thomas, while he was taking his driver's test years ago, apparently the driving instructor wasn't drunk, but pulled out a marijuana cigarette and said, do you want to share this?
Yes, when I was 15, I had one. He pulled out a joint and said, do you smoke? I said, yeah. We got on 52, rolled down the windows and was smoking weed, going down 52 towards Lexus.
Jesus God.
That cannot be true.
Yeah, it is true. It's true. It freaked me out when he said, do you smoke weed? I said, yeah.
I guess you passed with flying colors then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I passed because I already knew how to drive. I've been driving before.
Yeah. And do you think that was the right decision? Have you had any accidents?
Nah. I don't have no license right now.
All right, fair enough. All right, you don't need to go into that.
I love him.
He doesn't have a license.
That's another phone call.
Don't
That's,
judge
a,
us.
topic for another day.
That's a different phone call. He apparently the driving instructor said, "You want a little?
You get high?
You want to take a little of this?" At 15.
What a test.
You smoke? That's a test.
Hey, kid, you get high?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. So that's
They were crossing county lines, too.
Yeah.
down 52 down Lexington.
That's not a test.
No.
Those are your people, Kelly.
That's my people. That's not now. I don't know Thomas.
Those are your lake people.
But those are my lake people. That's right. That's where we were this weekend. Hero here is anonymous. A high school senior in Boston won a $10,000 scholarship last week. An anonymous donor was donating a $10,000 scholarship to college, and 6 high school seniors were vying for it with their grades and extracurricular activities. Well, at the end of the day, when one winner was chosen for the $10,000 scholarship, the anonymous donor said, "You all worked so hard on it, I'm going to give each of you $10,000 to go to college."
Wow. You're all winners.
And they all said, "This is like the greatest thing that's ever happened."
That $50,000 means that all 6 of our finalists will receive $10,000.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much. It means a lot. This is going to make going to college a lot easier.
My dream is to one day become a judge. So, go to law school, be a lawyer for a little bit. And then I would like to be on the Supreme Court.
I could use this money to either give back to my community or pay for my college tuition. That'll make me feel so happy.
So one says she wants to be on the Supreme Court. One wants to give back to her community.
It's interesting. You don't hear a lot of people have ambitions to be a judge.
I know.
And then a Supreme Court justice.
I know. God. If I had to do it over again, that might have been what I did.
The
Be
law?
a judge?
Mm-hmm. The law. Because first you start as a lawyer, then you move up to judge, then you go to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but would you be that kind of lawyer?
No, you'd be the worst Supreme Court justice. You couldn't make a decision.
Also, judgeships, it can be it's political too. Sometimes you have to run.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You're not always appointed.
Some are appointed, some are run.
All your decisions would start with "I can see both sides."
I do have a hard time with that. I have a hard time.
Or you'd write guilty or something, and then you'd read it, and with all your, look at your grocery experience early this morning you shared with us.
That's true.
You'd throw all the papers out, say, "Get everybody back in the room."
That's true. I do turn around. Yeah. I went with my daughter to buy groceries, and she got a bunch of sugary items. And so I had so then we got up to the counter, and I said, "You don't need any of this. Let's put it all back." And she's like, "What?" And we went back and put half of it back. Yeah. And that got back to my wife. She told my wife about it.
That body shamed me in aisle 5.
He's acting out again.
It's classic Kelly, though.
It is. That's
right.
It's
in the mood.
To have it all piled up and then I can't do this.
Listen, yesterday my wife and I watched a Law and Order. I would recommend it to you too, Dave. It's a really good episode. It was all about the death penalty.
Season?
I'm going to say 10. Season 10.
It's a good one.
Yeah, you've probably seen it. Abby Carmichael.
Oh my God.
She's great.
Between New York and Texas?
Yes.
Yes, I love that. That's a good piece of acting on Angie Harmon's part.
Well, yes. And so they had it was a death penalty case, and my wife and I were arguing over whether or not the death penalty, and I was for it, and she was against it, and we went back and forth a lot. It was a good one. It really
that is a good one.
Sparked our conversation.
Good acting in that one.
The last zero here is a high school sports announcer. He was caught on a hot mic. His name is Toby Moore.
Is he a student or is he an adult?
He's an adult, and he calls high school and college soccer for the NFHS network. Now, I'm going to assume this is an internet thing where you can watch soccer games, a high school soccer game being broadcast on the internet. Now, we've heard, of course, other announcers get caught on a hot mic, and that's what's happened here, okay? Yeah. Now, here's where it went wrong. And let me tell you up front now, he has been released from his work with NFHS. But first, it's halftime of the soccer game, and he doesn't realize they're still going out over the internet, so parents are still watching this. And he starts by talking to somebody who you can't really hear saying, man, these kids are terrible soccer players.
God, was that first half as ugly as I thought it was? Yes. It is beneath my dignity to call out high school players. I'll try to subtly do it, but I'm just going to say this game blows. My mind kind of flipped the kill me now switch at about 30 minutes in. If they're just going to keep kicking the damn ball out of bounds and missing passes all day, I might as well just go home. I just want to do a header off the top of the press box. Unfortunately, it's too low. It wouldn't kill me.
Well, tell us how you really feel.
Look,
that's pretty good.
As a fellow broadcaster,
there are days.
We all have days.
Yeah. Right.
He did not single out the kids to his credit.
And he said, well, what had happened off mic, a guy was saying, you should say this. And he's like, no, I'm not going to say about
high school kids.
And I edited out some of that. He said, in a college game I might. In high school, I'm not going to call them out. But, God, this game
learn the game
blows. And then at one point he said, what are they teaching them in practice? They can't even pass. They're off. Now, I didn't think that was fireable. It's like, all right, they're terrible players. He didn't say it. He didn't think.
And it wasn't
on the air.
Technically broadcast. He didn't hit the broadcast switch, but the mics were on.
But then, a bit later, the music changes. It's no more Britney Spears. I like Toxic playing there in the background.
Was that Toxic?
That was Toxic.
Oh, playing. I like that, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't hear it.
Well, I know. I listened to a lot more of it.
God, was that first half as ugly as I thought it was? Yes. It is beneath my dignity to call out high school players. I'll try to subtly do it, but I'm just going to say this game blows. my mind kind of flipped the kill me now switch at about 30 minutes in. If they're just going to keep kicking the damn ball out of bounds and missing passes all day, I might as well just go home. I just want to do a header off the top of the press box. Unfortunately, it's too low. It wouldn't kill me.
But guy's got away with work.
I mean, right?
He does.
Good play-by-play, man. Now, his name is Toby Moore. And a bit later, the music changes, and they're getting ready to start the second half. And the other guy off microphone apparently says the great thing about, and you can barely hear this, he said the great thing about doing high school soccer is these hot high school soccer moms. And Toby says, "Tell me about it. Look across here. I see their I can't see their legs quite, but I bet they got great asses, stuff like that." So we hear a little bit of that, and then he's ready to go back on for the second half. Soccer moms, right there. So.
Up top, baby.
High five. High five.
Gotta be able to, I think, the one that's facing us. Yeah. See if you can tear off. I can't see the legs, but I can feel the attitude from here. Yeah. This conversation never happened, by the way. We get in trouble. All right. I think we got it all out of our system. We can put the mic live again. Let it rip. Back at the Shield Strikers Soccer Contest on NFH's network.
God, he thought he was in the clear.
Yeah, they're
all right.
They're
Mike's back on. Mike's back on. Let's be professional. This never happened.
Yeah.
I was never checking out mom butts.
Off switch don't work, boys.
You know who's got great punani? Soccer moms. All right, Mike's back on. Here we go. Hey, everybody.
No score at the half as we welcome you back to.
That's probably what did him in.
Not the halftime
talk.
Not the other stuff. Later, he released a statement saying, "That's not who I am."
That is 100%.
Has he deleted his social media?
Not who I am. Not that I know.
What's the name?
Toby Moore. TobyMoore. The group he worked for was NFHS Network. They fired him. And the production company that employed him to call games said he is no longer allowed at high school soccer games. He can't even go to soccer games. Wow.
Is that the last class you take now? Like a Tom Brenneman class?
Yeah,
now, if you screw up, these are the words you want to say.
That's not who I am.
That's not who I am. This is not me.
Does not represent who I am.
Faith-based?
That's right. That's right.
All right.